Okay, Chandra is also in. Hi, Chandra. Good morning.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Sorry, some problem in my laptop. I rebooted my laptop. I joined from phone.
No problem. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
switching it in the meantime. You can start, sir.
no problem. I was just waiting for you. Now we can go and start. Just 1 minute. Alright, everyone. So let's start some configuration part. What we discussed yesterday means how we can do the step-by-step configuration of any brand new firewall. So let me share my screen. Already share. Okay. All right. So the agenda of today class means when
So, sir, 1 minute.
okay,
Yeah, I'm in, sir.
okay, good. So the agenda of today class, if we have the very brand new firewall, like we discussed yesterday, how to take console, management access, a GUI and CLI for the firewall. Now, let's suppose there is a brand new firewall and you want to take the access of the firewall. Once, if there is no configuration available, how you can make the configuration of the firewall? So I have a two scenario. I use one of the firewall, even the management interface doesn't have the IP address. Then how we are going to assign the IP address? And even I want to take the console, definitely the virtual console is going to be there because we are going to use the virtual console for the CLI access from the any virtual firewall. So we have to do step-by-step process. So let me open the lab and then we can continue. Give me 1 second, guys.
Pankaj, sir, I did not receive the link for the lab. It will be activated today.
You can just put text message on this number. Let me give you that idea. If you're facing any kind of the lab or documentation issue, no,
Okay.
let me give one of the number. You can just you can do the WhatsApp on this number. You can say learn.goinet and just WhatsApp on this number. Somebody is going to give you.
Yeah, yeah. 1 minute, sir. I'm just taking the picture. Okay, done, sir.
You can just WhatsApp. Somebody is going to give that. No problem.
Okay.
All right. So now let me log in this and let me start. So this is the Global Project Lab we done in the evening class, so don't need it. Let me stop it. All right. So I will go here and there is one lab that is a day zero lab. So in this day zero lab, I will delete everything. Let's suppose I have one firewall. Let me delete this firewall. And I have one of the PC. I will delete this PC as well. I will keep this IP address same as it is. So whenever you go for the any initial configuration of the Palo Alto firewall, very first thing you require the firewall. So how you can add the firewall? You can just go and click on the node, and then after you're going to get the firewall like Palo Alto Firewall, Palo Alto Panorama. So I'm going to use the Palo Alto Firewall, and in this firewall we have the multiple version 9.0, 10.0, 11.0. So I'm going to use the 9.0 version of the firewall and just click. And I will, when I want to start the firewall, I can just simply click on it. I will start the firewall. So firewall is start booting up. So this firewall doesn't have any connectivity. So very first thing I want to take the fire means this firewall is power on, and I want to take the console X of the firewall. Then how I can take the console X of firewall? Because this is the virtual firewall. So you will take the virtual console. You just click on the firewall and see this is start doing the booting up process. So it will complete the boot and it is going to be ready. This is the very first thing. Now, so there is no physical console port available, likewise the physical firewall. In physical firewall, we have to connect the physical console cable to take the CLI access locally to the firewall. But in case of the virtual, you are going to get the virtual console directly from the browser. HTML console, Guacamole, it is available, and based on that, we are going to get that. But now, if I want to take the GUI access, so in physical, we have the management port. From there, I can take the GUI access, right? So this is a management port. From there, I can take the GUI access. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second, just 1 minute. So this is going to be your management interface. And now based on the management interface, what is required? You required one of the computer, because CLI is just, you can go here. This is the management interface. You require the RJ45 cable, that is the LAN cable, Cat5, Cat6 cable, whatever you can just think. You can just put the Cat5 or Cat6 cable. These are the all RJ45 cable. They have the very good feature, Cat5 and Cat6, so they are going to use there. So you're going to connect one end of your cable is a PC. So they are going to make one of the circuit, that is the LAN connections. This is the LAN connections. So by default, you're going to get the IP address 192.168.1.1, and based on that, you have to make the connectivity from this PC, and you assign the IP address 192.168.1.2, and they're able to ping. So this is how it is going to be happen. So to connect the PC, because I need a GUI access, I need one of the PC as well. So I'll go here, and here is the window PC. Even the window PC, you try to use this Windows 7, it's going to work very fine, not 11 and 10. So click on the Windows 7, turn on this PC, and now when you want to make the connectivity from this PC to the firewall, so you select the cable and see from PC side, it's showing the one NIC card. But the management side, we have the multiple interface. So if I want to check the, I want to check the GUI access, so which interface shall I connect? One, two, three, or management?
Management,
But
sir.
yes, so because we want to take the management GUI, so I need to connect the cable on the management interface. There is a dedicated interface. Okay, so you can just click on it and it is done. Now, by default, if you go on the Google and if you search it here, Palo Alto initial configuration. So you're going to find this guide. Let me share this guide on the group chat. You guys can refer it. I'm sharing in the Zoom chat. Okay. So you can see in this initial configuration, they are going to say that by default, any Palo Alto firewall series has an IP address that is 192.168.1.1. This is a default IP address. And what is the username password? The username password is going to be admin. And for security reason, you must change the settings, means this setting, even the IP address and the username password. If you're not going to change, might be anyone can log in your firewall because they know username and password and also the IP address. So it's recommended you always change the IP address and username and password as per your network design or whatever network subnet addressing you assign that. And also you need to perform these initial configuration tasks either via the management, or even you do not plan to use the interface for the firewall management using the direct serial connection via the CLI console. So if you want to change that, you can change via the management interface, via the GUI, or you can just do via the console. The process is going to be same. Means if you want to do the GUI access, you have to connect the cable PC, and your PC must have the IP address this one. And then you have to access the URL, then you're going to get the IP address. So in case of that, your firewall is going to carry this IP address. But let's suppose if there is no IP address, like in our case, the firewall doesn't have the IP address. 9.0 doesn't have any IP address. Let me show you. So I'll put admin. The firewall is still not ready. So whenever you're going to start the firewall, it's take 5 to 10 minute time to complete the boot up process. So you just have to wait and then it is going to be ready. So meanwhile, it's getting ready. Let me assign the IP addressing on the PC. This PC password is going to be 123. You guys can write it 123 for the Windows 7. Okay, so you try to use a Windows 7 only. Other PC are not going to work very correctly. They are using the very high CPU and processing. This is the lightweight PC, so you can just do all testing and very fast node. So you just try to put the password 123 here. So I will go here 123. Let's wait. Okay, now we are good here. Let's start later. Now, if I want to change the resolution side, you want to see the big window. So you can just go in the personalize, not personalize. I need to go in the screen resolutions. Hold on. So I will go here, screen resolution. And in this, we have to change as a like 1440-900. So I'll go here and apply it and keep changes. Okay. Now you can go here and verify what is IP address. So probably this PC doesn't have any IP address. So we have to assign the manual IP address. Meanwhile, firewall is getting ready. So you go here and check that. IP config. So there is a APIPA IP address. Means there is no IP address. That means the PC try to assign himself IP address as the APIPA IP address. So how you can change the IP address? I will go here in network. I'll go in the property. And after going in property, I will change the adapter settings. And this is my adapter setting. Go in the properties. And just click on that. Use the IP address. And what IP address I want to assign? Palo Alto should be 192.168.1.1, but this PC should be 192.168.1.2. So I will go and assign the IP address 192.160.1.2. Subnet mask is the same. If you want to give the gateway, you can give the gateway. There is no problem. But if even you want to skip the gateway, it is also fine. No problem because they are going to stay in the same broadcast domain. So no gateway is needed. But I just given as optional. Gateway is needed when you want to go from one network to another network. But here we are going to stay in the same broadcast domain. So now my IP has been assigned. But if you try to ping the firewall IP address, it is not going to ping because my Palo Alto firewall doesn't have the IP address as of now. So if I go here and try to log in again, admin, sorry. And I will set up the new password. So my password has been set. So earlier, when you log in very first time, you have to put username admin, password admin, enter your old password should be admin. And new password, how you can set that? Means anything your name. Okay. Let's suppose uh Afan is there. So Afan, try to put the password in 9.0 like this way, like 78, or might be 67 or 36, anything. Try to use this kind of the letter, first letter as a capital, as your name, at the rate, whatever you want to put the number, you can put that. Like Rohan, we want to do that. So just put the Rohan at the rate, anything. So this is going to take a sometimes simple password, this version not take. So you can just put the similar password what I suggested. Now I need to verify, does this firewall have the default management IP address or not? Means what is the management IP address? 192.168.1.1. So the command should be show system interface info, right? And you can see this firewall doesn't have any kind of IP address. Means IP address is unknown. Net mask is unknown. Default gateway is unknown. Most important, this firewall is trying to get IP address from the DHCP. The IP assignment method is a DHCP. So by default, whenever you're going to build a firewall which does not have the IP address, some VM you're going to find they will try to get IP address from the DHCP. If there is IP address configured, so definitely it is going to be a just static. But if there's no IP address, means that is trying to get IP address from DHCP and you can get from here. You're going to get the method of the IP assignment method. So right now we don't have any kind of the IP DHCP server available in the network, so they are not getting an IP address. That is one thing proving there is no IP address on the firewall. Another interface, show system, sorry, show interface management. Another command you can run, show interface management. This will also going to show you, do you have any IP address or not? You can see there is no IP address, there is no gateway. So I have a brand new firewall, but this firewall, because the virtual firewall doesn't have the IP address. So how I can assign the IP address? To assign the IP address, we have to use the CLI configuration because I'm the CLI of this firewall. So I need to go in the CLI and I need to go in the configuration. So very first thing, Hold on, guys. It's not responding. For some reason, this firewall is not responding. What happened? This is fine. It look this firewall has been going hung straight. Let me meanwhile add one more firewall. Meanwhile, we are waiting. Okay. So I don't have to waste the time. Let me start it. So we have to wait. I don't know what happened. Suddenly, its CLI is not responding. So meanwhile, I'm waiting for other firewall that keep doing the test. So we have to wait, guys, 2-3 minutes more. Something happened to this firewall. Stop responding. CLI it's stuck. No, not working. So we have to wait until this firewall is going to be ready. Wait for a while, guys. Something issue in the lab, I believe. Due to that, this has been stopped. So let me check in backend. It's supposed to not happen, but let me do some backend troubleshooting. One more minute. This has been totally stuck, and even the new firewall is not booting up. Okay. So you can see this firewall was just stuck and it has been start booting up due to some backend issue. So I just restart the processors. So this has been now looks fine. It will take few more minutes. Sometimes it's happen. Even some processor is stuck in the processing, so they not start doing the process. So it was happen in the backend in the lab. So I just checked the server, and it was the one of the processor was stuck, and due to that, this firewall was unable to boot. So I just restart that processor, and it start booting up. So let's wait for a while, and probably it is going to be fixed very soon.
Yeah, Pankaj sir, I have a question. So
Okay.
while we are performing the lab, and in case the same problem happened, then whom should we contact, sir?
You can just write the you can just send the message or support number, same which you number I given. Okay.
Okay,
They
okay,
will
okay,
restart the server in backend. So don't
okay,
worry.
got it. Okay, okay.
Okay. Let me do one thing. Meanwhile, it's getting boot up. Let me delete this. Let me start one more different version of firewall 10.0. So it's starting networking. Let's wait.
And Pankaj sir, do we have the lab guides also? Like while we will be performing the labs in this course, do we have the step-by-step lab guides also?
That lab guide is only for the limited complex lab, but not for the easy one, all right.
Okay, sir.
But if you go for the some user ID integrations, AD integration, those lab guide are available. I will show you and I will share you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure. Yeah.
Let's wait, guys. So now its boot up is completed, but it will not take the username and password. So we have to wait for a while. See, you are trying to put username and password. It is going to throw error. Your username and password is wrong. It doesn't mean you're putting the wrong username and password. It's mean your firewall is not ready. So you have to wait little bit. For safer side, I also tried one of the backup firewall 10.0. So at least we can complete this lab. We
Okay, sir.
are having the unfortunate, we lost the connections, else at least we completed this lab CLI one. Let me try one more time. Admin, still not ready. Let's wait. No, still not taking the passwords. We have to wait.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So now it's ready. So
Okay.
let me change the password. Okay, so now again we have the firewall and we are running the command show system info. We don't have any configuration, and if we're running the command show interface management, we don't have any configuration here. So how I can configure the IP address on my management interface? That is the very first thing. But before you go and do any configuration, you can run the command show jobs all. If you see, sometime your firewall is going to stuck in the auto commit mode. So if you find here the finish is not completed, it's showing the percentage is at 10%. So I will show you and explain what is auto commit mode in later on when I find another time when the auto commit is there. So how you can fix that issue, how you can do the commit process very fastly, even it's stuck in the auto commit. So our case, the firewall auto commit has been completed, so we don't have to wait and don't have to worry. But in case your auto commit is not completed for some reason, so you just have to wait or you have to forcefully commit the configuration. So I will tell this scenario in later on.
One second, Pankaj sir. So, show jobs all this auto commit thing is, sorry, I didn't get it properly. What it
I will
is?
explain. I will explain. I will explain. Don't worry. Just note this. There is one feature auto commit. Okay. I will
Okay.
explain. What does mean auto commit?
Okay, sir. Sure.
Just think right now auto commit has been done automatically, but I will explain what is auto commit later on. I will show you when it is going to show in a progress, probably in the
Okay.
different use case.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So now the next step, I need to assign the IP address on the management interface. So how I can assign the IP address? So I need to go in the configuration. You need to go in the config configurations, right? So type the configure, go in the configuration mode. And after that, you want to assign the IP address on this management interface. So how you can assign that? You need to write set uh, system. Uh, okay, sorry, there's a command. System address should be there now. Hold on. Set address we have to define. We have a
Sir, it's just set
sorry,
device config
sorry,
system
sorry,
type
sorry. Yeah,
static.
okay. Sorry, my bad. I was trying to. We need to write set device config. Now I need
System
to.
type static.
Yeah, okay, got it. Device
Yeah.
config. I was trying the system. Okay. Set device config system, right? And then you have to give the address, right? Whatever the IP address you want to assign, then you have to give the address system IP, right? And you're going to get the address. So what is the address I want to give? I want to give the address as a this one. 192.168.1.1. So 192.168.1.1. This is the address, and then you have to give the net mask. Net mask is going to be 255, 255, 255, 255, 0. Now, gateway is not needed. So set device config system IP address. This is 192.168.1.1. Net mask is this one. Now you can just go and commit. If you're not going to commit this configuration is not going to apply on the firewall. Okay. So always, whenever you're going to complete any configuration, you must have to do the commit. So just go and commit. Then this configuration is going to apply on the firewall. But there is a glitch. Even I am doing this one, right? It is not going to be apply on the interface. So just wait for a while.
Pankaj sir, then what is the difference between commit and save config?
Save is just going to be a save the configuration in local database, but it is just save. It is not going to be like remove unless or until you're going to manually remove. But if you are going to be not save the configuration, firewall is going to reboot. Then it is going to be remove all the configuration. If you save the configuration, it is going to be there and you can just commit anytime. It's going to create one template for you as a
Okay.
backup configuration. You can just think about that. But
Got it.
commit is going to be applied on the configurations. So you can see
Okay.
the commit has been completed successfully. But again,
Mm-hmm.
you go here and run the command. So system info. You do not have any IP address. See, I apply the IP address, but there is no any IP address. So interface management, there is no any IP address available. Why?
Correct.
The problem is it's not I did the wrong configuration. The problem is this firewall is trying to get IP address from DHCP and we configure the IP address from the manually.
Correct.
So we
Correct.
have to change this setting from the DHCP to static. Then our configuration is going to apply on the firewall. So I need to go here, set device config again. Sorry, I need to go to configuration, right? And then set device config system type. And here you're going to get static. Already
Oh,
DHCP is here, so you can just go and configure the static. Now, if you're going to commit, then your previous command is going to come in effect.
okay, sir.
So you can see
Set device config system type static. Okay.
now if I go again and run the command, so system info, you see there is the IP address 192.168.1.1. There is a subnet mask, right? And even you can see this method is your static, but earlier it was a DHCP. Now again, I want to verify another way. If I want to go here, so system, so interface management. So you're going to see that this is the IP address, this is subnet mask. There is no gateway we configured, so there is no gateway available. Now, if I'll go on my PC, this is my client PC, and if I now try to ping the IP address, my this IP address should be pingable. So you can see I'm able to reach my firewall interface IP address. Why I'm able to ping? Because this is the management interface, and management interface have the all services allow, like all means three services allow ping, SSH, and HTTPS. That's why we are able to ping. Even I
Yes.
want to do the SSH, so I can take the SSH. I need to go in the putty on this particular PC, and you want to take the SSH. So it is going to give the remote access. So I'll go here, change settings. Okay. And you'll see that it is going to make the SSH connections. And now you can put the admin and the password. So you have the CLI access. But it's not taking the password. Okay, I need to change the password. Sometimes the database not sync in the virtual firewall. So that's why it's not taking. But yes, we set to the firewall. Now you can see. So interface management, we have this IP address and this subnet path. But this session is basically remote session, SSH session, not the CLI. CLI is this one. So the first service we able to ping, second service we able to SSH. The third service, HTTPS. HTTPS always going to happen from the browser. So need to
HTTPS.
open any browser and go and try to do HTTPS, this IP address, and you should get the response from the management interface. So I will go here and try to type here HTTPS 192.168.1.1. Enter. It is establishing the connections. So we just have to wait. And you can see the connection is not secure. So it's okay. This is the certificate warning. This PC doesn't have the firewall certificate. That's why it's giving the warning. You can simply ignore it and proceed with unsafe. Then we're going to get the GUI access to the firewall. You can see. So now I'm the firewall GUI access from this PC to this firewall. And now I'll go here and put the username as an admin. Password also I can put it here and I will log in. So we have to wait a little bit, few seconds, then it is going to be ready. And see. So now you can see this is the firewall dashboard again. And I have taken this firewall day zero configuration. After doing the day zero configuration, I'm in the PAN OS 9.0. And you can see I have the console access CLI, and you have the web access. We have the again CLI, but this is the like not a console. The console is this one. Why this two-time console? Because I might be click on the two different window earlier, so they're just maintaining the two different console connections. It's a virtual, but this is the one CLI which is the SSH, and one web which is just be taken from this browser. So you can see in dashboard what is my device ID, what is my IP address, what is my management interface. This all we have available on this particular dashboard, and what is my software version available, application version. You can see the resource utilizations. Right now, my management CPU having a 15% utilizations. Data plane CPU having a 0% utilization because there is no traffic. Session count, we don't have any session available right now in this particular firewall. And some other information. So I will explain these all things in very detail. But for time being, how we taken this GUI access, you guys understand, right? It's clear to all. Ernest, you got it? How to configure some CLI configuration?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. I guess I do.
Now, one thing I talk about the auto commit. Okay. So there is a auto commit is a feature. If any firewall you're going to start, let me show you. I discussed that auto commit feature. So auto commit is a feature. Right now might be for this one also auto commit is completed, but it's a 10.0 version. And for this, I will not assign the IP address manually. I will see that how it will get the IP address manually. But let me first talk about the auto commit process. Okay. So you're running the command show jobs all. Show jobs all is going to show you what all jobs you're running to like complete the commit process in the firewalls. So you can see this is now you guys are lucky. You can see this is the auto commit is still showing here. Means refer this screenshot. Your firewall commit 99% and result is pending. Auto commit, it's not completed. In earlier case, when I was in this firewall, show jobs all, right? You can see this all commit means how many commit I have done. There is a three commit has been happened, right? Then all three commits have the different ID, 1, 2, 3, and all commit has been completed. But in this firewall, you can see this auto commit is in not completed. It's still progress, 99% it's still done. Even let me refresh it. And now you can see the auto commit has been done. So we are lucky. When I log in the firewall, we see the auto commit, it's a pending. And also now you can see the auto commit has been completed. So what is the auto commit? Right? You can see this is the fin and this is the and like ACT state, that is a pending state. So auto commit is a process whenever you're going to put the any new firewall, means any not new firewall, any firewall. When you're going to boot, means you're going to start, you're going to restart, or might be the power down or power up, whatever you want to do that. Whatever the last running configuration they have, means last committed configurations in the firewall, they will retry to commit the same configuration in the firewall automatically. Means whatever the full configuration you have in the firewall, they will try to commit that configuration automatically in the running configuration. That is the auto commit. Clear? Chandar, you understand
Yeah,
what is auto commit?
yes,
Means
sir.
whenever you're going to restart the configuration, let's suppose you have the 100 line of the configuration, right?
Right, sir.
All these 100 line configuration is means the last known configuration and last saved the config means not saved committed configuration. It will retry to commit the configuration in the firewall running configurations. Okay, that is auto commit. So whenever you start the firewall, always verify my if your firewall in the auto commit mode and you are trying to do any new commit, it will not happen unless or until your auto commit is going to be completed. Again, I am repeating that. if you firewall just restart it and you trying to make any change in the firewall, it will not happen unless your auto commit is going to commit or your commit is going under the queue. Means any commit changes you are doing that is going under the queue. Once your auto commit will complete, then your new commit is going to be applied. But if in some case you want to commit the force, means you want to, let's suppose your commit is taking a lot of time and you want to make the changes by forcefully. So there is a command, normal commit is going to happen, commit. Means any changes you are doing that, you can do the commit. But if your auto commit is stuck in some region and you want to forcefully commit, so you can run the command commit force. Commit force is going to be forcefully commit the configuration. It will do the very fast pace. So you can see the commit force is going to be there, but there is no changes going to happen in our case because it's a brand new firewall. So we cannot do any kind of changes here. So let's wait for a while. Ernest, Afan, Rahul, Sakir, Sudipta, you guys understand the meaning of the auto commit?
Yeah, understand.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir, got it.
Got it. Okay. Simple, any firewall is going to boot, it will go in the auto commit and it will just commit this, their last running configuration. That's all. So you can go on the Google and try to find what is auto commit in Palo Alto. So you'll find that auto commit in Palo Alto network is automated background process that apply and store the start of configuration to the data plane after device reboot. Typically take 5 to 15 minutes. You can see. So whatever the startup configuration you have, they will just apply again for the processing the traffic data plane, and so it will take some time. So if you want to bypass this time, you have to use this command commit force. So it will forcefully going to commit the configuration in fast pace. That's all the auto commit. So you don't be like somebody is going to ask what is auto commit. So don't be surprised. What is auto commit? So 2% we have to still wait. Okay, now it's done. So your commit is done. Now you can just check again. So jobs all, probably you'll find, sorry. See, this is the auto commit. It was done at what time? 12, sorry, 10, 07, 39 seconds. Now I do the again commit manually. It's not a commit, auto commit. It's the auto commit. This is the manual commit. So second ID, and this is done in the 10 p.m. 12 minute 32 seconds. Now this firewall also doesn't have any IP address. Okay, system info. This firewall also doesn't have any IP address, but I don't want to give the IP address manually for this firewall. So how this will get the IP address automatically? So you require a network who have the DHCP enabled. So for me, I have one of the network. You go in the network, use this management cloud. Okay, this management cloud have the DHCP function enabled in the background, and connect the cable on which interface? Management interface. The moment you're going to connect the cable on the management interface, this will automatically get an IP address. Let me show you. So now if I go here again and show you, see, this automatically get an IP address 192.168.185. So if you have the DHCP, your management interface will automatically get an IP address. See, this 192.168.85, 225, sorry, 255.255, and this is the gateway. This is the real gateway of the internet router available in the VNet office. So DHCP, if it is enabled, so system info, if your interface is part of the DHCP, you don't have to assign the IP address because it will take automatically. So in our lab, you don't have to assign any IP address of the firewall. Whatever lab we are going to do that, all your firewall will get automatic IP address. So you don't have to do assignment IP address except this lab, except this one. If you are doing in this process, you connect the management interface in the local PC, then you have to assign the IP address. Else, if you're connecting the management interface in this particular cloud, it will already connected in the lab infra. So it will get automatic IP address, and you just have to go and access means you just have to connect the PC from this management. I will show you how it is going to happen. But for me, I'm in the LAN. So simply my PC IP is also in the same subnet. If I go here and show you if config, you'll see my IP address is also belong to the same subnet.
Sir, can we use any other interface for DHCP?
No, by default, that is the management 0 is only enabled. I need to check other interfaces, whether they are active or not. But in our lab, that interface is active. So you can see.
Yeah, in case if DHCP is somewhere else and not on the management.
So we have to do the routing in that case, no? We have to make the
Okay.
routing end to end. Then it is going to take the IP address. If there's no routing, then probably circle we cannot take the IP address.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
In the production environment, what would be the ideal way to go, static or DHCP?
In production, probably you have to assign the static, not DHCP. Generally, you need to assign the IP address from the manually on the firewall interface. Because in local locations like data centers, branch locations, DHCP used for the client devices, not for the network devices. That is a standard process. Okay, Ernest? So we can go and assign the IP address manually. But even if you're getting the DHCP, don't be surprised. It is also possible. Means depend on your company how they are going to assign the IP address for the interface. But should be static. Why static? Because it's a fixed IP address. You can log in with the fixed IP address. Your firewall hostname need to map. Means you have to do the this mapping. You know your IP address. Let's suppose your IP address is 192.168.1.85. But you generally don't log in your firewall with the IP address always. You log in with the firewall with the FQDN, means your host name. And your host name always going to map with the IP address with the static, means you have to do the DNS mapping. Okay, so in production, you just go and put your host name like HTTPS, like this one, SG01 PFW1001. So this is the firewall. You just have to go and do the HTTPS in a browser. So you're doing on this to log in the firewall. This is the FQDN, fully qualified domain name. This need to map with the IP address. So it can be not dynamic. If it is going to be dynamic, it's very difficult to manage those IP address and everything. So it will do the static, and then you're just going to map the DNS for this static and FQDN. So you can just log in by the this particular username, means particular FQDN. So best practice, go with the static and map with the your any fully qualified domain name. Clear, Ernest?
Yes, understand. Thank you.
Okay. So now this firewall having the IP address that is the dynamic. So my PC also have the same IP address, same series of IP address. You can see 192.168.1.11. So if I try to ping from my local PC, my firewall IP should be reachable. 168.1.85. So I'm able to ping from a local PC. So if I am able to ping from a local PC, so I can simply go in the browser and try to log in the firewall. I can go here, HTTPS, and I can log in the firewall by using this 85. And see, it's giving the warning. You can ignore the warning. There's no problem. You can just go here and proceed. And you can give the firewall password. This firewall doesn't require the in 10.0. I'm in the 10.0. So there is a hard coded username and password. So you just have to, I will tell you the what is the username and password. You can just go and log in that username and password. It's going to work for you. Okay, so remind me later. And you can see now this network, if you go in the device, you go in the interfaces. and see the management. This management have these services we discussed yesterday, all enabled, and now it is getting IP address from the DHCP. But in previous case, if you go in the management interface, in previous case, this is going to be your static. See, this IP is assigned by the static. See, so this is the difference between the DHCP and the static, but both way you can manage the firewall. Now, if I talk a little bit more about the dashboard. So in dashboard, what information we are going to see that? So in dashboard, we having a general information about the firewall. What is the firewall device ID? What is the management interface? And you can see this is showing that this management interface is getting from DHCP. Clearly, you can find it from here. But in the previous case, if I go here in this firewall, you go in the dashboard, you're not going to find this is getting from, it's a just management IP address. So if you're not seeing in bracket DHCP, that means this IP is the static IP address. So this is how even you can identify. But if it's a DHCP, it is going to return the DHCP. Now the net mask gateway, this is your IPv6 link local IP address. This is the management MAC address. This MAC address is very important, guys. If you are building the HA, means high availability with the two firewalls, and both firewall is going to be same kind of the priority. Means both priority is same. So who is going to become my active, who is going to become my passive? This MAC address is going to play a vital role on that. So I will explain when I will cover the HA. Means tiebreaker is going to happen based on the MAC address. You can see this PA version is the PA model is a PA VM, serial number of the firewall, CPU ID, UID, license, VM50 license, capacity 5 GB, 5.5 GB. These are the versions available. What time this firewall is uptime 29 minutes, right? Series, plugins, everything is there. So general information is going to give the general information about the firewalls. Now, who log in? And what method, means how many users right now log in on the firewalls? Right now, only 2 users log in, admin. And admin is login via the web from this IP. This is my computer IP address. I show you now. So if I go here and check the if config, so it is showing a this my computer IP address. See, this is the 192.168.1.11. The same thing they are showing here. Means this user is logged in via the web. And this is the console. Console doesn't have any IP address, so you cannot see that. Now there is system logs as well. System logs is going to show you means what is certificate failures, means user logged in, right? Anything related to system, means any kind of the connection you just building with this particular firewall, these all are going to be there. And this data is just for the 5 minute. If you want to see for the 1 minute, you can see that data for the 1 minute. You want to see the manual, it is going to be manual. Means when we're going to refresh, it will going to show the data. But 5 minute, it will keep refreshing the data for the 5 minute. So this is, and this is system resource, means how many CPU, means I told now there's 2 CPU is going to be there. One is the management plane CPU, one is data plane CPU. So management plane CPU having a 3 functions we discussed yesterday, right? Let me just recap it again. So we discussed this all things in very detail, but just wanted to give the recap idea. See here. So when not from here, you can say configuration, logging, and reporting. This is the control plane, management plane is the same, right? So if you are doing any management activity like configuration, logging, and reporting, this is going to part of your management plane. So this is the management plane CPU. But data plane CPU is the below one. Data plane CPU is this one. See, data plane, signature match. They have the 3 processors. Signature match processor. We have the security processor, network match processor. So these are going to be done via this data plane. And based on that, we can just do all the activities. We'll do discussion later on, but I just want to show in the very high level what all option available for the plane point. Now, these widgets, if you want to see this column in the 3 column layout, so you can just click on the 3 column layout. So this is going to become a 3 column right now. So you want to see this one, you can just drag and drop. You can just want to see this, you can drag and drop. So 3 columns, you can just change from here. 2 column, you can change from here. Choice is yours, how you want to see your dashboard. Generally, I love to see in 3 columns, and I would just adjust this all thing in the my choice. Means I can put something in right side, something in center. This is possible. So by default, you're seeing only general information, login admin information, system resource informations, and the system log informations. But there is a widgets, right? You want to see more informations. You want to see the application, just click on the application. It will show the applications. You want to see the top high risk application, it is going to show the top high risk. ACC command center, it is going to show here. Now the application, all things we highlighted on the dashboard. Now go in the system. You want to see the interface, you can see the interface. You want to see the high availability, go and see the high availability. You can see the logs, you can just see the logs. You want to see the logged in user, it's already available logged in user. Now in the logs, you want to see the threat URL, means threat logs, URL filtering, data filtering, config log. This is all available. So now you can see all widgets are enabled on your dashboard. This is the maximum widget you can enable. And you want to just drag and drop. You want to just set as per your choice, just drag and drop. Okay. You want to see the interface in center. You can just put the interface in center. Okay. SSE command, I want to put it here. URL filtering log, I want to put it. You can just organize as per your choice. Okay. So now you can see all widget has been organized, but I don't want to see any widgets. Let's suppose I don't want to see this data log. So you want to see the latest log. You can just click on here. It will give the latest information. You want to see anything latest, you just click on here. It will give the latest informations, or it will do the auto refresh after 5 minutes. But anything you don't want to see that, just cross it, cross it, cross it. Again, it is going to remove from your dashboard. See, this all removed from the dashboard. So only you have the interface and these are information. But again, you want to get that information, just click on that. It will show the information. It's a clear layout and widgets, how you can see in the dashboard. Everyone? It's clear, right?
Yes, very clear.
Pankaj sir, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. So now we have to move the actual configuration. Like we have to understand how the layer 2 deployment is going to happen, how the layer 3 deployment is going to happen for the Palo Alto Firewall. But we'll continue from the Monday. Okay. I hope you guys have the basic idea about the firewalls, right? How to operate the firewall, how to do the day zero configurations, how to explore dashboard at least. But for the more detailed configuration monitoring means a lot of things we have to understand. So from Monday onward, what I'll do that, let me talk. We'll do the layer 2 means we'll try to understand layer. There are a lot of interface mode available in the Palo Alto firewalls. So I will try to explain those interface mode. Like we have to understand what is a security zone. These are the very important. So once we have these concepts, we can go and discuss more and more about that flow logic. We'll discuss about the like licensing, account administration. These all we'll discuss. But this important topic is the security zone. Means firewall is going to work on the based on the zone. Palo Alto firewall is going to work on the based on zone. So we have to understand how zone is going to apply on the different interfaces, how to get a sub interface, what is DSCP, how the virtual router. Once we have this idea, we'll discuss the security policy NAT, and then we'll discuss about these all topics. Means I need to discuss the flow logic as well, and also I just covered this initial access to the system. Means how we can do the initial access of the any firewalls. Now we'll see how to manage the configurations. We have to see operationally backup configuration management. These all I'll explain later on. But yes, we have to build some solid knowledge in the basic configuration like zone, layer, interface configuration and all. Clear, guys? Any
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, Pankaj sir, on this side.
No question from me.
Thank you, Ernest. Yes, Afan, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so just like it, do we have in SD-WAN, if the control connections are lost in this, so data plane will continue to work, right?
Right, right. This is the beauty of the firewall. In case my control connection, this management plane is going to lose, my data plane is not going to impact.
Okay. So is there any duration till it will continue to work, or I mean it will
There
continue
is
to work?
no duration. There, like in SD-WAN, we have the durations for the connection, but there is no such durations.
Okay.
You're only not able to log in the firewalls, but there is no such duration available.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No,
Even-
Pankaj, can you please explain this? What was the question? I didn't get it. If we lost the management plane.
You know SD-WAN, Shinder?
No, sir, no. SD-WAN, I didn't have idea.
So
What's-
SD-WAN is the control-based architecture. Okay, just giving the brief idea. So in this, they have the control plane, data plane. The two module is there. Okay. So sometimes routers are going to lose the control connection with the controllers. So in that case, they go in the, let's suppose the controller is a vSmart. Okay. So when you lost the controller connectivity, so by default 12-hour your system is going to up and working. After that, your data plane is going to be completely lost. Means your system is completely going to be down. Means you're not going to make any communication. So this is the same thing is trying to ask that. In Palo Alto Firewall, we have the management plane and data planes. If my control plane is going to be down, does my data plane is going to be impact after some period of time? The answer is no. This is what.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's that smart. It will handle the stuff with the data plane only, right?
Yes, right. You can only lose the three functions. What are three functions? You are not going to be do the configurations, logging reportings, and troubleshooting by the management plane. Means these all not possible. But your
Got it.
traffic is going to be processed. Okay, Afan? Sudipta, any questions? Rahul, Rohan, Sakil, we are good for today?
Yes, sir. Good for today.
On the Monday, continue from here, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
सर कंट्रोल प्लेन फेल होने के बाद फिर रिट्राइव कैसे करेंगे उसको अगर एक्सेस नहीं मिल रहा है
You have to take the console access, right?
Okay.
You have to
Okay,
take
okay, got it.
you have to do troubleshooting. Okay, that is only options. Because
And
you can
for virtual
virtual also you have to take the console. Virtual console is
virtual
good.
console. Okay.
So you
Okay,
use
got
in the environment, then you have to take the virtual console. You just click on your firewall and you can take the console access.
In real topology, sir, in real network.
So real network can be your virtual. Say this is a real network. So your virtual firewall is going to deploy like you're going to deploy on the
Yes.
any server, right?
Yes, yes, got it.
So you just have to go there and you want to take console, just click on their firewall. It is going to give the console like this one. This is a real, okay? Not
Yes,
the,
yes, got it, got it.
so even it's a cloud, just go and put your username and password. You can just get that. And you can start doing troubleshooting, whatever you want to do that. Okay, Rohan, clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, yes, thank you.
All right. All right, guys. So thank you so much. See you on the Monday. Happy weekend to all. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
We